recording. How you like me now?
So tell them what the topic is.
See how easy that is? Huh?
So tell the people what the topic is again, because it's now a video.
Oh, so now it's a video, so the topic is talking, right? Talking and knowing how to record on a laptop. Okay, so is there a right way and is there a wrong way to talk to people? So what I want us to do, because there's about 14 of us here on the call, 15 of us on the call. Instead of in the chat, right? Everybody, you can stay on mute, but if you want to answer, take yourself off mute real quick and just answer, okay? Try not to elaborate on all this stuff, just more so the question. So do you think there's a right way and there's a wrong way to talk to people? When you're presenting the business, when you're presenting the products, okay? We're gonna get into that. That's gonna be one thing we talk about. Is there a right way and is there a wrong way? But then also too, when do I present the product, the products to them? When do I start talking and presenting the opportunity? When do I start talking about my story, right? The when, because a lot of us, and I've been there too, right? Like right away, as soon as somebody like even mentions something about a button or regardless, or say hi to you, you're right away. They say like, hey, what's up, Herc? Hey, so 8 years ago, like before I started Herbalife, right? Like I used to, like, nah, like they just said, what's up? And you trying to tell them like your Herbalife story, right? No. So there is a right way and a wrong way to talk to somebody, right? Not necessarily like there's a wrong way as far as the languaging and the way you talk, right? Who you are is who you are. Can you become better versions of yourself? Yes, for sure, without a doubt, okay? Through personal development, through growth, through leadership, all that stuff, becoming better, right? That's what we all strive to be. But now let's talk about like when you first meet somebody, some of the first things that maybe could be mentioned when you first meet somebody, right? So I'm gonna go from the top, and not that we're gonna go this jump around, but eventually everybody's gonna get to participate here, depending on what it is. Hey, it is what it is. So the person at the top in my first corner is Katie. So Katie, when you first, somebody like I'm that person, right? And all I am is I'm standing next to you, and we are at we're at the fair, and we're both buying popcorn or something, and I'm in the line next to you, right? What would you say? We're in two separate lines, and you're there, and you see me, and maybe I'm a little overweight, maybe I'm a little overwhelmed because my kids want popcorn, and I'm looking at my money, and I'm like, I hope they don't want a large. I hope they just want a small, right? Because, hey, we've all been there because it's like, shoot, I'm trying to count my cash real quick, right? But you notice those things. How would you start that conversation? Or would you?
I probably wouldn't. However, I definitely.
Hold on. Okay, say that again, because I didn't realize that this was on.
You were on mute.
No,
I probably wouldn't start the conversation. But however, what I could do is, if I notice all those things, is say, man, this is like highway robbery or something, like to the effect of like relating to him about it being expensive. Mm-hmm. And just initiating like a normal general conversation and using that as a segue into the business opportunity.
Yes, ma'am, for sure. Exactly, you like that, you guys. Give it up. Give a couple snaps for Miss Katie. A couple snaps for Katie, right? Exactly it, you guys, because we are, let me just take my beanie off. Let me take my button off. I'm just another dude. And in line, in popcorn at the fair, I'm another dude. Just remember that. You're just another person. It's when we think we're like 100% Herbalife like all the time, right? I got like 2 buttons on. I got a beanie on. I got like a tattoo that says like, ask me about my Herbalife products across my forearm or something like that, right? Can it be too much for people? Or can people just right away when you say something, they're just like looking at your head to toe about like, damn, this is clearly Herbalife stuff. But when you're just a normal person acting normal like normal people would, and make a comment like Katie just did about like, dang, this popcorn's hella expensive, right? Dude's going to turn around and be like, man, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to take out like, go to the ATM or something like that, right? That segue stuff. Will something happen? Maybe, maybe not. the odds of that probably happen are probably against it, right? But what happened in that? What are some things that like you could learn from that, or what are things that actually took place during that? Go to the next person on my topic here, and it's gonna be Erica. So what are some things, Erica, that you think that took place, excuse me, just for that little bit of type of conversation?
She would be getting more confident just with going up and talking to strangers in general.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. You want to get better? You got to just start talking to people. I don't care what it is, about their shoes, about if you're on your shoe game and you know stuff about shoes, or you know what I learned from my daughters, jeggings, like what the hell's a jegging, right? I learned that. Now I can be going around and be like, dang, girl, are those jeggings? I just learned about that word jeggings, and I'm just wondering if what those are, because my daughter just taught me, right? You're just learning how to talk, learning how to get out of your comfort zone about just talking to people versus like, how am I going to tell them about the tea? How am I going to sell them some cellulose right now? Like, no, that's not what we're doing, right? So learning how to talk and not getting the contact doesn't mean you lose. That means, yo, I'm getting better because I started to talk about whatever, their shopping cart, right? Whatever it may be, you just got that much better, that much confident. I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys, 7.5 millionaire team member, okay? The way I did it was I just talked to hella people, okay? I talked to hella people. I would do like 200, 300, I think I did over 700 like invites in one day, right? Now, all of that, guess how many of those, let's just say in a week, I did like probably about 4,000 in 1 week, but about 4,000 invites, right? Guess how many of those people are in my organization today? I hear R2D2 somewhere. Guess how many? Somebody says 23. No. Yeah. Samuel says 0 because Samuel knows my story, right? 0. None of them are customers. None of them are distributors. None of them are anything in my organization. None of them are. But here's what I want you to realize. That was my training time. That's how I learned I got better in my conversation of being a normal person versus thinking like I'm an Herbalife distributor, so I have to talk about Herbalife no matter what. Hey, there's billions of people on this planet, right? But how many times do you run into somebody and be like, man, I remember you, I ran into you like blah, 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 blah at the gas station. It's a small world, believe it or not, because we tend to travel in the same circles. You're going to talk to or see that person again. I promise you. Why? Because you put it out to the universe that way. Go to the gym and just like have conversation. If you go to the gym again about the same time, are you going to see the same types of people about the same people again? Yeah, you are. You totally are. And that's where like it starts to come. And when you start, here's like a little like tactic, right? If I meet a Mikey at the gym, right? Actually, I'm gonna go next. Sammy B, you're next, right? If I meet Sammy B at the gym and I'm like, dang girl, those are some fresh shoes to be working out in. Okay. You know what I mean? And then the next time I see her, I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Fresh Shoes? Right? Hey, I'm Herc. I don't mean to call you Fresh Shoes or whatever. She's like, oh, I'm Sammy B. Sammy B, what do you do? Like, you always dress like super fit. You know, you got everything on like tight, like you working out. She'll be like, oh, well, you know, da-da-da-da, this is what I do, this, that, and the other. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's hella inspiring. Have you ever thought about inspiring other people? Because you just inspired me just from you telling me that part right there. And then maybe that might be it, right? Because Sammy's there to like do her workout and get it on, to get her, you know, get her gains or whatever she got going on, right? Next time I see Sammy, what's up, Sammy? How you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. Oh, I've been coming, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. How's the family? Because her mom, her dad or something like that. Maybe she mentioned like, oh, my mom went to, I don't know, Texas or something, right? How was that trip of your mom? Because you creating that conversation. Nothing of Herbalife. This is the third time I've seen her. And eventually, this is what happened. Sammy's like, oh, wait, hold on. Something just popped up. It says, I've logged in from another device. Okay. Okay. Are we good? Are you still hear me? Okay. All these things popped up. I've said nothing about Herbalife, right? I have a button on maybe or something. And then all of a sudden, Sammy's like, hey, Herc, what do you do? Because I noticed you got that button on all the time, but what you do? See, when you ask somebody about themselves, like most of the time, they're going to want to know, like, what do you do? Who are you? How, like, what are your goals? You be coming to the gym, putting in the work too. You see what I'm saying? So now that's that opener of like that good conversation now. Okay. Doesn't mean like, okay, cool. Now let me just teach her the marketing plan since she asked me what I did. Okay. We don't want to do that over the top, throwing up on this person. Okay. So what are some of the things that you may say when somebody says, hey, Sammy, what do you do? I notice you wear that button all the time to the gym. What would be a good response? There ain't no wrong one, right? What would be your response?
That's funny because actually I was vitalizing a patient today and she seen my button and asked me. So I told her, have you ever heard of Herbalife? And she was like, actually I have. My daughter sells it. And she has a fit camp in Folsom. So
okay.
It was crazy how that happened. And then we got to getting on about the products. And it's funny that we're having this because I actually have patients that will bring up something and then I'll be like, well, what are you taking for this? And have you ever heard of this? And have you ever tried Herbalife? So that I kind of do it like that.
Yeah, very good. That's very, very cool. Yeah, so you can come in just like what Sammy said, like, hey, what do you do? And then be like, oh, have you ever heard of Herbalife? You can be like, oh, I'm a distributor of Herbalife. There's times where, people have said like, oh, depending on who you're talking to is depending on the conversation you're having, right? For instance, today I I met and I had a meeting today with the guy who's a pharmaceutical guy who does like, I've never heard of this. He taught me this today, that they do intravenous nutrition, whatever that is. Like I guess I give people food through IVs now or something. I don't know. But that's what he's doing. And he's very successful, right? $50,000 a month. Okay. And how I met the guy was I just said hi to him, right? But the thing is like, I'm not going to have a conversation be like with him, oh, I'm an Herbalife coach, right? I want to tell him, so no, I'm in sales. So my business, this is what it looks like through, storefronts versus saying like nutrition clubs, different types of conversation, right? Just knowing who you are, what you do, and how you talk to depending on who you're talking to. Okay. This guy was 58 years old, very successful in what he does. So I'm gonna have a little higher conversation with him. Okay. Thank you, Sammy, for sharing that. Right. Now, what if you're at the gym, okay, and someone your age, right, and like whoever's on the call, however old you are, someone your age, right, ask you, they come up to you and they're like, oh, and Tyree, you're next. So they're like, oh, hey, what's up, Tyree? How you been? I haven't seen you in a minute. Da 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 da. Like, man, you're looking good. Your results. Like, what are you doing? Like, what is it that you do? And then your response is, like, what would you say to something like that, Tyree?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Okay. Can you hear me?
There it is.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, okay. I would just tell them. I don't know.
Perfect. That's why we're doing this, right? This is exactly why we're doing this. So Tyree, so here's what I want you to do. And for anybody else, even if you were like the one like, man, I don't know what I would say. Like, I'm just I'm feeling kind of like nervous right now, right? Here's what I want you to do. Go out and just randomly talk to like 10, 15 people tomorrow. And just see what you say. Tyree, the thing is the reason why you're like, what if before Herbalife, Tyree, let me ask you guys, okay? Before Herbalife, before you decided to become this freaking amazing ass person called an Herbalife distributor, right? When somebody was to say like, hey, what's up, Tyree? What would you say?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
There you go, bro. That's all you say now. Like, that's all you got to do now. See, we get overcomplicated in our head about like, damn, this is a sale about to happen. I'm selling like 15 rebuild strengths to this dude right here because he said, what's up? No, just be regular. Like, just be Tyree at the gym, right? Hey, what's up, bro? Like, how you been? Damn, you looking pretty fit since the last time I seen you. There, boom, done. You're building that relationship. Make it super simple, right? That's it, bro. That's all we got to do, you guys, is keep it simple when you're talking to people. Don't overcomplicate things and think because I'm a dope Herbalife person, I got a Unlock Nutrition shirt on, a Herbalife beanie on, and a Lose Weight and Ask Me button. That's what you got to be about, like, and talk about all the time. And I know, like, because distributors will, in the threads will be like, man, how do I say this? Or how do I get out of my comfort zone? How to do that? All of that's up here because all we're thinking about is Herbalife, 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 when in reality, you're still a person who likes to have conversation, who likes to meet new people, right? That's still who you are. Yes? Yeah, that's still who you are. So remember that, and then let organically the conversations come up. I mean, if they're like, if right off the back, and you know what I mean? If they bring it up like, bro, I'm hella tired right now. I just got off of work. My energy, I'm trying to get this gym session in, and, I got to go home and sleep for like a couple hours because I had to go to another job. Like, man, I'm hella tired. Like, I mean, red flags, Herbalife, just like opportunity is like, I'm like lightning bolts are coming out of my head right now because it's got like products and business opportunity written all over this conversation that's about to happen, right? But if it ain't nothing like that, then just be cool with the conversation. It's all good. Maybe you invite them to an event or something. If they're like, bro, I'm hella tired, be like, oh my gosh, dude, check this out. I'm actually having there's actually a party that's going to be happening at one of these clubs, and they're going to have like energy drinks and like shakes and like a bunch of good people going to be there. Hella females are going to be there. They're going to like music and whatever, right? You should totally roll through. They're done. Still ain't nothing. All you did was invite them to like a spot to come kick it. That's it. Or come hang out, whatever y'all want to say, right? That's it. And let the fun, the activity, the event, if you will, submerge him with like the awesomeness. Because think about it. Look at everybody on this call right now. If everybody was at a nutrition club or at a house or wherever at an event, and you brought that person, they'd have a hell of a good time. Because you have Mike and Didi over here who talk his ear off from the minute he shows up, right? Because Mikey just talks 100%. Right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, they would meet like heck of good people. So remember to be a normal person, you guys, when you're talking and you're meeting people. Okay? All right, cool. So next we got next thing I want to kind of talk about. Okay, Sarah says true. Very, very true, right? All right, so now let's say you're out. I'm gonna paint you this picture. Some of you guys saw my story. This just happened again, right? And this is what's funny what this individual said after this. So I'm gonna paint the picture for you, okay? So you're sitting at a restaurant, okay? And someone's eating next to you, and you're there. You ordered your food, right? You're kind of on the waiting, and you're sitting there probably flipping through your phone, answering some DMs, selling some 3-day trial packs, whatever, right? Signing up with like 3 new preferred members, or you just got out 11 trial packs like Sarah Desimoni did in the last like 3 days or something crazy, okay? Maybe you're doing that, okay? But remember, there are still people around you, and the guy next to you, he's got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of paperwork, all kinds of stuff next to you, right? And then all you do is look at them and you say, this is what you say, okay? Wow, you got quite a spread going on there. What do you got going on? Okay? And then boom, the guy says, wow, I'm working here versus in my office. Okay? Next thing, now roll with this conversation. Ready, Nina? Hey, you're next on the thread here. Okay? Did you hear what I was talking about? There you go. Take yourself off mute. Touch your screen. There you are.
Okay.
I hear you. Yep. So first of all, Nina, I have not seen you on a call. Is this your first time on a call?
No, I was on the last call too.
Oh, you were? Okay, fantastic. Awesome.
I was
Well,
grocery
welcome
shopping.
to this call. Cool.
Thank you.
So I painted that little picture, right? Now, what kind of
Mhm.
would be your response?
Okay. Were you just talking about seeing someone spread, right? Running into them.
Yeah.
Can you just run it by me just one more time?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
So that-
So you're at like a restaurant, right? And
Mhm.
the guy next to you is eating, but yet he's doing all kinds of paperwork as well. Okay. He's got like
Mhm.
stacks of paperwork, right? On the table as well. And then your response was, wow, that's quite a bit of paperwork you have. What are you doing? Or what do you do? Right? Your choice.
Mhm.
And his response is, I'm working from here versus my office because I can't get anything done in my office.
Mhm.
What's your response?
I would ask him what he does, like where he works, get him to tell me more about it until he naturally asks what I do.
Yes.
That way I can finally into conversation on, I work from home. I work wherever I go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. You didn't say anything about Herbalife yet, which is,
Nope.
that's awesome, right? It doesn't mean you don't have to. If you ain't stressed about it, that's the key part right there, you guys. Thank you, Nina. That's the key part when you listen to her. She wasn't stressed about like having a conversation. When you get stressed about like talking about Herbalife, I promise you, you ain't gonna talk to nobody. You're not gonna talk to nobody. You got to get to the point where having just a normal conversation, it's and then how organically Herbalife comes into it. Don't force that to try to make it happen by putting Herbalife in there, okay? Because you can miss big opportunities, you guys. Big opportunities, okay? By just saying hi to somebody. Now, this actually happened, okay, the other day, and I met with a gentleman today. That's what I just said right now. That just happened. And I put it on my story as well because I was super excited about it. Turns out the guy owns like an indoor baseball facility. It's like 20,000 square feet, right? He just kind of invested and he owns it on the side, right? Pharmaceutical guy, does his thing, very, very successful, but decided to do this other investment project because he likes baseball, okay? Opens it up. He's got 9 trainers that work in there, 9 that he pays for, okay? And he sees like there's from anywhere from like T-ball up to professional players train and work out there. All right. So because I said hi to him, he goes, now that we're meeting and now that because I told him my story and he stopped me in my story and says, I bet you're very successful in what you do. He's like, because of 2 reasons. One, no one says hi and goes out of their way unless they're successful at something and it's what they do. Think about that, you guys. How simple that is to say hi, right? How many times are you going through your normal day and someone randomly says hi to you? Other than that 80-year-old lady who says hi to everybody every single day because she's just amazing. She's going to go to heaven, right? Right? Yeah, it's a powerful 2-letter word. Very, very powerful. Okay? And then the second thing he said, he's like, the reason why he knew that whatever I'm doing is I'm very successful at it. He's like, no one says, you know what, let me tell you my story. Having a story and packaging a story, you guys, is very powerful to people. That's why people look at you sometimes when you're telling them your story and you're in a random spot in the mall, on the street, waiting for the bus, whatever, and you share your story and they're looking at you like, what the hell? Because that's not normal to them. Having a great, powerful story, having that conversation where you can plug in your amazing story is so powerful. So I invite you guys to like get your story. Have that, like, they call it the elevator 30-second story, right? Get one of those. Because all you got is that 30 seconds from the second floor to the third floor to share that story, right? Can make a difference. And then you got kind of that 2-minute story, right? And then you got that like Herculano Garcia story where like that may not have an ending type story if you heard me tell my story sometimes, right? Yeah. But he kind of like, it blew me away that he was like, you know what? I can tell you're successful because you said hi and nobody does that, da, 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 da. He's like, but really? Because when you started this conversation, you said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and share my story. And then you know what happened? It basically invited him. He goes, well, let me tell you my story now. And I bet you he's never done that before. Anyways, because of that type of conversation, you guys, here's what happens. Okay? Here's what's going to happen. He asked, well, how was your business? How did you grow your business this way? And I said, knowing he's an investor, what conversation you think I had? Because he invested in this baseball place, right? I had a conversation about nutrition clubs and how nutrition clubs are ran, how there are no employees in the nutrition club, how there's no workman comp in the nutrition club. It's all, everybody's individually 1099, and what nutrition clubs do and how many nutrition clubs are across, North America and all of this other stuff. And then you know what he says? That's the conversation that I want to have with you. That's dope right there. That's amazing. Why? Because I said hi. That's all. That's all. Just say hi. Just talk to people like a normal person would, right? If you a waiter or a waitress, what do you do when somebody comes to sit at your table? Hey, how's it going? How are you guys doing today? That's it. Okay? See, when I went in there initially, he thought I was a personal trainer. I was nutrition or something. He wanted me to sublease his place to do like stuff. Well, that's not who I am. I'm not a trainer, right? Personal trainers don't make money. That's why this opportunity is dope for them, you see? And once he understood that's not what I was and this is what I was a dope-ass independent Herbalife distributor, right? Who has a dope story to share with him. That's the conversations you're going to have with people, right? Here's another one on top of that, right? Marcus Morgan, millionaire team member, right? Has Chill Nutrition, him and his wife down in Lodi, okay? They've been open for like 2 months. Rockin', they're doing all this great stuff, right? Older individual, keeps going in there, loves the environment, loves the shakes, keeps coming back and says, hey, can I have your phone number to Marcus? He says, I want to talk to you about something. Okay. Marcus gives him his phone number, right? Because Marcus is an amazing guy. Guy calls him up and says, hey, what did it cost to open up what you got going on? I really like what's happening in there. And I know there's some profits to be made. And Marcus says, XYZ. And the guy says, cool, this is what I have. Can we open 2 of them? I just want to invest in them. That happened today. Why? Because he got an invite. Somebody said hi to him. That's it. That's it. And especially after he heard the rest about there are no employees and da-da-da-da, the guy was like, are you kidding me? Like, when can we go find another spot? That happened today. So Marcus's biggest problem right now is, bro, he better start frontlining some distributors to put in all these other clubs that he's going to be opening. What a problem to have, huh? The power of just speaking to somebody, the power of just being like, how's your day going? Hey, you know what? I've seen you here before. Like, what is it that you do? So again, the power of opening your mouth and having a conversation with somebody, not necessarily about Herbalife all the time, 100% of the time. Yes, you can have like the Herbalife and stuff like that, right? And let people know like, hey, what I represent is what I'm super proud about. And that's who we are. But basically what I'm trying to get to you guys is don't get stressed out about talking to people, because when that happens, the invites don't happen. The relationships are never built. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the line, we're still at the world team level. And I've met people who are like that, going into the business. And, in the beginning, I was moving fast. Active World Team, Get Team, Mill 7-5, and going around to these different events, like extravaganzas and stuff like that. You meet a lot of amazing distributors, and some of them will come up to you guys because you guys are going to start, changing your pins. 2019 is going to be epic for y'all. Like, this is going to be a Get Team call right here, just with everybody on this call. And people are going to want to know, like Janine, like, girl, what did you do? Like, how did you get team so fast? Right? And then your question is, they're going to be, because I've been in Herbalife for, 10 years and, we're at World Team right now. And they'll tell you, the problem I have is talking to people. But in reality, that's not the problem, you guys, because all y'all talk to people every single day. You do. And it's like nothing. It's super comfortable. Like Tyree right now, when I asked him about that, he was like, how do I talk about the products? No, that's not necessarily it. It's just talk, right? So don't stress out because you're gonna miss that Prez team who normally you would build a relationship with. You see what I'm saying? You can potentially miss somebody because you get stressed out about how you're gonna talk about Herbalife. Okay? Cool. We got that part? Awesome. All right. Now let's talk about conversation tactics. Okay, conversation tactics. And now let me go down to your next right here, Miss Sarah Johnston. Are you able to jump on? What is conversation tactics? What do you think? What would that mean to you?
Tactics meaning one would be being a good listener and asking open-ended questions. So you have to basically, Kirk's really good at that. He doesn't just go into a conversation and not know, he already has it planned out, what he's going to say before the conversation even happens, because he has the tactics. That's what I would say that is.
Okay, cool. The very first thing you said is the key is listening to somebody. Okay, is listening. And I'll take that amazing compliment, because that's exactly what I've learned to do. Is I've gotten good at it because I've learned to listen. I think somebody said bro, you got one mouth and two ears. Which one do you think you should use more of? Right? Yeah. So I would listen to them, and in my mind, I'm setting it up. I'm setting up the conversation because of what they're saying. Does that make sense? So yep. I will listen to them 90% of the time. And then my time is that 10%. Because I want that individual, when I meet them or when I'm talking to them, I want them to feel like we're buddies. Because this is what it is, you guys. This is a relationship business, right? Client distributor relation. You keep clients forever. For instance, he's not on this call right now because they have they have church on Wednesdays until 10 o'clock or something like that. They're a big part of their church, and they contribute and all that good stuff, right? Kendrick. So you guys, Kendrick has been he was a personal trainer for, I think he trains 2 people still in the mornings, right? The reason why he trains these 2 people still is one of them's 88 years old. Okay. He's been training this lady for 15 years. How? Trainer, and you go to a 24-hour fitness and you ask a trainer, hey, what's the longest client you've ever had? They're going to be 9 days. Right? Why do you think Kendrick and I forget her name, but she's 88, right? His client has been she's been to extravaganzas, and she's a client. She's been to extravaganza because the daughter signed up as a distributor, and she went with the daughter to extravaganza. But yet it's Kendrick's client that he's trained. Why that long? It's because of the relationship he's built with her, right? Relationships are bigger than a basic transaction. Okay? Because if we're going to be in this business forever, for the rest of our lives, right? You got to remember a couple of things. Okay? And I got this from he's now actually is he a founder? He's a founder circle. Stefan Graziani, right? He's a founder circle. Yeah. Stefan Graziani, you guys, he's a founder circle, right? And I got this from him. He was like, when I get a new distributor, before I sign them up, he's like, I've already evaluated them with 4 key things. 4 key things. Okay. And here they are. This is from a Chairman's Club member, right? And this guy, by far, to me, is the epitome of what a male figure is, an Herbalife distributor is, just a dope ass all around, like, amazing person. He's extremely intelligent. When you hear him speak, one thing he will never hear him say is He speaks so well. Okay. Like how I just said but anyways, this is one of the four things that he said, you guys. One of the things is like, can this person show up on time? Okay. Do you show up on time? Okay. Do you show up on time? Ask yourself that, because remember, what you do is what your clients will do, what your distributors will do, what your team will do. They'll do what you do. The next one. Is this person willing to learn something new? Is this person willing to learn something new? Okay, because maybe they've been a manager at McDonald's for, like, I don't know, 12 years. Maybe they worked in the steel mill for 18 years. Are they willing to learn something new is extremely important. Okay. The next one. Are they willing to become better? Meaning, are they willing to work on themselves more than they would anything else? Okay, now the last one. This is that relationship part, okay? This is what he said. Could I be this person's friend for the rest of my life? That is so powerful, you guys. It's so powerful. Like, Nina, are you trying to build a business with all these people like you don't like you can care less about for like the next 20 somebody? No, you not, right? Like everybody on this call, like, I can do business with you guys because we have great relationships for the rest of my life. I can, because of our relationships that we have. And I'm willing to do business with every single one person on here because these are my friends right here. Are you willing to become friends and grow a friendship for the rest of your life with this person? That was the fourth thing. And I was just like, blown out of my mind, right? Because in the beginning, I was just like, let me sign you up, let me sign you up, let me sign you up, let me sign you up. And I'm signing all these people up, and I'm like, here comes your drama, here comes your headaches, here comes all of your garbage. Like, I'm trying to be better, but like, you're trying to dump everything on me, right? Like, oh, can you be my mentor? Like, and their version of a mentor and my version of being mentored are two different things. You know, and you ask them like, hey, what's mentor mean to you? Oh, it just means like, I'll come to you and talk to you about my problems. And, you know, if I'm stressed out. No, that's not, right? It's hard to be somebody's friend that way for the next 20, 30 years. It's hard. Okay. So just remember that. So those are super, super like things that you could use to help you as you're developing your team members, your distributors, and things like that, right? Now, how do you have great relationships with people? We're gonna go with my best friend over here, Miss Kelsey. Yep, because you're next in line, and you not because you raised your hand, but you were just next in line.
Perfect. So you said like, how do we build relationship with people?
Yeah.
Like, what are things you got somebody, they got on a 3-day trial, they freaking lost 1 pound, you gave them the $20 back towards their 30-day program, they referred 2 people, and then boom, they got another $10 back, right? And then they became preferred members, and then they were in the chat, and then all of a sudden they heard how much money Joseph made last month, and that she was blown away, and then they were like, yo, I'm trying to become a distributor and make like what that dude's making, what he said, around his full-time job, right? So now they're your brand new distributor. They can show up on time. They're willing to learn something new. They're willing to work on themselves. And do you want to be their best friend for the rest of your life? Like, how does that happen? How do you build into that? Because right off the back, you don't know if somebody's going to be your best friend for the rest of your life, right, Katie? No, you don't. Okay? So, like, how do you do that? What are some things you can do?
Well, I just get to know them and be myself. So literally every scenario that you just said, like, I'm getting people on the trials, they're getting dope results, literally flipping them into preferred members. They want to be distributors. They're just getting people first. But honestly, it's because I'm attracting these people because I'm being myself and I'm being intentional with who I talk to because I want these certain people on my team and they have traits and qualities that I like from other people. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to talk to them. It's easy to ask what they're doing. Certain things like how I started, that's where they're at right now. So it's easy to relate to, but I'm just excited because they're cool people. So I'm just getting to know them and sharing like how I did it in like how you said earlier in just like hey, I'm talking to you. Here's some suggestions, not hi, here's Herbalife. How would you like to buy it? Mm-hmm. Just like, cool. Do you go to school? Awesome. Yeah. Hey, I did too. Do you pop open your Red Bull on your desk? Right. Okay. Pop open a lift off. Just talking to them.
Okay. Awesome. Very, very cool. Thank you. And good stuff. I think you signed up like 2 new frontline today or something like that, right? Good stuff. Right. So yeah, all of what she just said, right? I hope you're taking good notes because that's good stuff. Other things too, you guys, okay? On top of that, of course, there's a long, long list of stuff, but check this out. Anybody have clients with kids? Anybody have a client that has a kid, right? How many kids they got? What are the kids' names? How old are their kids? Do their kids do any extracurricular activities? You see what I'm saying? Like if you're going to build this relationship and become friends with somebody, because think about it, like who, Regina, like who's one of your like friends, maybe they're not in Herbalife, but who's a friend of yours?
Like just random friend?
Yeah, random friend.
Well, Laura comes to my mind first because she's.
Okay, Laura. Does Laura have any kids?
Yes.
Do you know that kid's name?
They're my god babies. That's why I said
you better know their name, huh? But you see what I'm saying? Like Laura's like Laura's birthday. You know Laura's probably her shoe size because when you shop on her birthday, you're gonna buy her a pair of shoes, so you already know. You know her daughter's name, or if she has a son, you know her mom's name. Her, the moms you call mom, like that's a relationship you built over this time, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Even as your clients, your distributors, your preferred members, you guys, if you're going to build a business for them or you want them to be a client, not just for like a few months, okay? Learn these things about them. Learn to talk about these things to them. Hey, last time I talked to you, Janine, I remember you said you guys were going to Vegas. You were taking the whole family in like a caravan. Like, man, that's gutsy. How did that go? Right? And then she just like blows your mind about the car overheated, we got a flat tire and da-da-da-da. And you're like, you see what I'm saying? It's things like that that go further. People don't care what you're trying to sell them unless they know you care about them first. Seriously, who's ever gone to go buy a car, whether you went with like a friend, right? Or a used car, new car, whatever. You just went to a car lot to be like, yo, I'm just going to dream right now. I'm going to go look at some cars. And like, you can't even get on the lot and what happens? Like, this is like you getting somebody to hit you up, right? Look at Nina's laughing because that probably just happened to her. I'm not going to tell them how mean I am to car salesmen. But anyways, and you feel like hella uncomfortable, right? Because why? Because you're human and all they want to do is sell you a damn car for as much as possible. They ain't trying to get to know you. They're asking like some weak ass basic questions. Hey, what kind of car are you looking for today? Hey, what brings you in here today? What do you mean what brings me in here? Like, you got nothing but cars. I came to buy like some vitamins, bro. Like, what do you mean what brings me in here today? You see what I'm saying? Like, we aren't those people. Remember that. We are, again, we're dope. What we do, you guys, is amazing because we don't sell stuff. We present an opportunity. When you remember that, like I said in the beginning of the call, things are way different. Hence why y'all got like a bunch of clients. You signing up new distributors. You get excited to wake up and to get to do what we get to do. You get to post on what your shake is like, and somebody's like hitting you up like, yo, you've been having these shakes like every single day, like, and you talk about them like they're just like the bomb, like for real, like, is it really that good? Like, what's in it? Every time it's a magic unicorn, bro. You got to get some and try it. I'm telling you. Okay. So again, like I said, get to know the people, right? Because what's going to happen is they're going to want to know about you too. And that makes that relationship stronger. Okay. Therefore, it's able to go longer. Yep. Magic unicorn. That's what I said. Yes. All right. So here's what we're going to do now, you guys, right? I'm going to open it up for some people to ask some questions about conversations. Okay. If you give me a question and it's a total like 1-866-866-4744, that's what I'm going to give you in my answer. Okay. If you don't know what the number I just shouted out right now, we got problems.
I have a question.
Yes, Regina.
When you're in like because I know that you do venture out to like a lot of nutrition clubs and facilities and stuff, and I've been talking to a cyclist place, and then also looking at different like CrossFit places and such, and had a few conversations with them. How do you usually approach that conversation?
So knowing like, for instance, CrossFit, right? So I got a guy who's a CrossFit. He's actually a CrossFit coach, former Marine. I come to find out. Why? Because I built a relationship with them. So what I did was I like to work out. I like to do CrossFit. So what do? I go with the intention is I'm gonna make friends here. So I'm gonna sign up and I'm gonna become a part of that community. Okay. And so basically all I do is I go through and I'm like, yeah, maybe we might be friends, but not right now. Nope, we're not gonna be friends. But I'll say hi to you. You know what I'm saying? I kind of am, what do they call it? We used to call it all the time. I can't think about it right now. I am profiling, right? But I'm profiling who I want to be my friend. You see what I'm saying? People who maybe like, who kind of talk the way I talk. Or like Kelsey was saying, like some characteristics that I have that these people may have. So we can right away relate to a couple of things, right? Well, when I met this guy, Dan, for the very first time. Now, this is, again, when I signed up initially for this one CrossFit place, Dan was there. And this was a few years ago, right? Yeah. And then I met him at a different CrossFit place because he moved. Well, I signed up at another place. He was there. So initially when I had met him, I saw that he had a Marine's tattoo on his arm. So already I know military, I'm going to connect there. Okay. So I built a relationship with him. I know he has a daughter. He sees the daughter every other week. He drives an hour and a half to pick her up. Right now he's in Hawaii with his girl. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like things like that. I know the unit he was with, we were both corpsmen. He went to some of the same training schools. I've worked out with him, like just he and I, like numerous of times. And I never said like, bro, you should buy products. I never said like, bro, you should think about making money, like doing this instead of that. It was more, he would say stuff like, and I would ask him, hey, like, how's nursing school going? And I would just have this big smile on like, how's nursing school going? Because I know the guy hates it. Right? He's trying to work there at the CrossFit place and go to school and try to spend quality time with his daughter when he can get her, right? So when he says it and he complains about it, I don't say, I didn't even tell him about, you should think about doing Herbalife on the side and you could make da-da-da-da, and then you can drop that nursing school or drop this gym. I didn't say any of that. All I told him was like, he's like, man, I'm tired, da-da-da-da. And all I said was, this is just the beginning of what your future is going to be like. I just want you to look at something real quick, okay? Is nursing what you really want to do for the rest of your life? Meaning you're so passionate at becoming a nurse, like you cannot wait to get up in the morning and go to school to learn all of that stuff. And then when you become a nurse, you can't wait to get up in the morning, like you're so excited to become a nurse. Like that's what you know you were passionate about. If it is, then bro, go do it. But from every time I ask you how things are going and all you do is bitch and complain about like school and the program, I'm not sure if this is actually what you really want to do for the rest of your damn life. And I said, just think about what gets you excited every single day. Not what's going to make me X amount of dollars. What gets you excited that you not are willing to do, that you get to do, and that you like, it burns inside of you that you want to do it every single day. I would focus on nothing else and put all of my energy to that direction and that thing. And I left it at that. And here's what his response was. Are you ready, Regina? His response was, bro, I just want to do what you do. I just want to work out all day and wear workout clothes and go work in a club and tell people about Herbalife. And I had never mentioned Herbalife to him before. Because of the relationship, that's all it was. That's all it was. Yeah.
Get uncomfortable and join CrossFit? Okay, thank you.
But again, you gotta be, hey, like what gets you excited? I like working out, right? If you like working out and you're thinking about it, don't think about like, hey, I'm gonna go into this community and I'm gonna sign everybody up. I'm gonna get the owner. Don't go into that. Go in it because you like it. And because you like it, people are gonna be like, you like it, I like it, we all like it, let's like it together. Cool. What are you doing later? I'm gonna go to my nutrition club. What's a nutrition club? I'm gonna go have a protein shake after this workout. Well, I know protein shakes are good for me after the workout. Let me come with you. That's all. That's all it is.
Thank you.
And same thing with cycling, right? I know there's some people on the call that love to cycle, which is dope. Which is dope. But if it's you're doing something, you guys, and I think I had a conversation with Mike and Dee and Sammy one time, like you guys ride your bikes together all the time, right? Or you guys go with like another distributor or something like that, which is amazing. Invite people to it. Or go do that and go join a cycling group. Because if riding bikes is, and you know, like, because, hey, I understand, like, going for a long run and just being alone and letting your mind just go free and all that stuff, like, that's very healthy for people. But go do it with other people and meet people and make more friends. Right? Invite people to what you guys are doing just as friends. Oh my gosh, you ride a bike? Bro, we ride bikes. We ride like every Saturday morning at da-da-da-da, me and like a few other guys. Cool. Don't say nothing about Herbalife, right? It's not about the Herbalife thing. It's about enjoying what you do. That's it. And then watch later. He's going to want to do everything y'all do. Hey, we're going to go to the club later. You want to come? What's the club? It's like that. That's it. It gets easier, I promise you guys, to build relationships with people than to try to like talk to Herbalife to people. The Herbalife just comes. Why do you think like when you first start your business, when everybody says like, okay, circle of influence first? Why? Because those are all your friends. Like you know them already. Like you have good relationships with them. Whether they say no or they say yes, they're still going to be your friends. You see what I'm saying? Go make friends and then watch what happens with this stuff. Not saying like don't go out and invite people to events and present like the products and the opportunity for sure. But I'm saying as you get better by having conversations with people. Okay. All right. Who else got some questions? We're going to go a couple questions. What time is it right now? we're about an hour. We're gonna do like a couple more questions if that's okay with you guys. If you guys want.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a question.
If you don't got questions, then we can stop at any time. All right, Mike and Didi, go ahead.
So for the guy that just wants to open up a club but has no interest in it, like actually doing the Herbalife business.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple of people that have mentioned the same thing. They don't want to do the business. They want to invest in clubs.
Yeah.
How are you going about doing that? Or are you just telling them he has to be a distributor?
So there's a couple of things. What I want to do is we'll have that conversation offline because that's kind of like a higher conversation with about that. Okay. But just to kind of intro that, okay, it's not a problem. We'll take investors, not a problem. Because what we do, you guys, is very attractive to investors because it's a low upfront cost with a big payout. Because you can see what nutrition clubs do, right? I'll give you an example. There's a guy named Seth Daughtry, he's president's team member out of Oklahoma, okay? Opened up a nutrition club, and a girl used to come in there and get her shakes all the time. She invited her dad. Come to find out, her dad's like a millionaire. The dad sees like the club's rocking. I think he showed up the first time and they were having like an HOM. Probably had like 70 people in the club. Music's going. There's all types of people there. Everybody's having shakes. They see the bar going crazy. All of this stuff, people enjoying it. He sees befores and afters on the wall, and he wants to talk to whoever owns it. Talks to Seth, and he's like, man, this is something special you got going on. What is this? Seth lays it all out to him, tells him what it is or whatever on a different date. The guy says, man, I'd like to invest in one. And if I can make my money back within the first year, I'll open 10 more. Okay? The guy made his money back in the first 2 months. And what do you think he did? He opened 10 more. Okay? So we can talk afterwards, like I said, Mikey, on a separate call or whatever, or we can meet up. But you guys, people that, okay, but the cool thing is he going to get on products? Hell yeah, he's going to get on products. It is what it is. It's who we are. It's what we do, right? I don't want some guy who's just like, oh yeah, these are my clubs. And this guy's like, 2 steps from a heart attack because he's so big. You know what I mean? I want to get this guy some products, not one because I want to sell him products, but one, I want this guy to stick around because if maybe he'll open more. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But bare minimum we can do is get the guy on products, get him to start feeling good, all that good stuff, right? Dropping his weight, make whatever. Maybe he needs more energy, whatever he's got going on. Heck yeah, him and his family. Why? Because this is a relationship. You're going to build that relationship from. You're going to care for this guy, not just because he's an investor, but because he's become a good friend of yours. Why? Don't you want to help your friends out? Yeah. So, but yeah, there is opportunity for that. And it's very attractive, like I said, to them because of those reasons. But also there are no employees. They don't have to hire nobody. Right? There's no workman's comp. Like I know, Katie working in Good Life, Kelsey works in Good Life. Like if she quits, Good Life ain't going to have to pay her like, unemployment because she quit working there. No, she's still an Herbalife independent distributor. Like that's what you are. Every single person is a 1099. And that's like, it blows people's mind when they hear that. Kendrick and Sherelle have a gal, a very wealthy gal in Elk Grove who wants to invest in opening another nutrition club with them. This isn't like a sometimes thing like that occurs, you guys. Nutrition clubs are amazing and they build amazing revenue and people see that, and people that have the opportunity and the means to invest, they're willing to do it. Why? Because we're dope ass people, period. That's it. We're awesome. They see our energy. We're positive. We're growing. We develop ourselves, and they see that in us. Every single one of you guys on the call, they see that in us. So why not? Why not? All right, one more question, because I know we're getting over, and I know some of you guys probably want to get off and and right away start having conversations. Okay. Yes, Nina.
I know this may sound silly, but I'm just now getting into social media and trying to get out there because I was working a lot on personal growth of meeting people in person. But I found that when I try and present people, because I ended up adding a lot of people I don't know from all kinds of different states, who are targeting towards like weight loss or muscle gain or whatever. And a lot of them are like in Beachbody or Shakeology or all kinds of other different products, right?
Yeah.
And they messaged me, and it's kind of like this generated message, and they're like, oh, so what's Herbalife? And once I get that question, I get so excited that I feel like by the time I get done writing out what it is,
Yeah.
I just lose them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I just want something that's like short and like grabs people's attention,
Yeah.
but that doesn't just totally overwhelm them
Correct.
because I'm so excited, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Right. Well, if you're getting that quite a bit, what I recommend is you kind of like write it out first, and you can cut and paste it. Okay, that's one.
Okay.
But two, who is your sponsor?
Mayumi. Christopher.
Oh,
Both. Yes.
yeah. Mayumi's fire, like for reals. I mean, other than the fact that she mixes me and Marco up like every day, all the time, all the time. I guess we look alike. Whatever. So. This is very, very cool. Like, what is Herbalife, right? So the first thing that I like to do is I like to kind of let them know, like, my results, like what I have. Okay. Yes, we're a nutritional company, right? We're able to do business in over 90 countries. Okay. But what's very cool is the results that people get on our nutrition programs.
Okay.
And you can share your results, and then you can throw your before and after, right? Or if it's energy, whatever, or anybody on this call right here, if you got their befores and afters, throw them up there as well. You can be like,
can I do that? Like if I add your guys's like Instagram?
But I'm gonna charge you for mine, but yeah.
I didn't know because I see everyone else.
No. Yeah,
like,
you totally can. You
Okay.
totally can. Yep.
Okay.
You totally.
No one's gonna get mad.
No one's gonna get mad. I promise. Yeah. Okay. Unless you're like, look at this person, I got them that, and you didn't. Like they may call you.
Yeah. No.
No, just kidding. So you could totally use anybody's, whether they're in your organization, on your team, or not. You can use anybody's results.
Okay.
Okay. If they have posted them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Whether it's the skin, whether it's like the booty gains, the muscle mass, the abs, the dropping 3, 4, 5, 19 dress sizes, whatever it may be, you're totally free to use them.
I was also thinking of using Sarah's because I have a lot of people not necessarily looking to lose weight, but
Sarah's
weight. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, I'd love to see that. And I'm like, I could, if you come to the STS, you can meet her.
Yeah, it's hard to get somebody to go to an STS when they don't even know what's happening
yet.
Yeah. So totally use the weight gains for females, males, whatever it is. So yeah, no worries on that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. If anybody has like a burning question, if not, we are good to go. I hope you guys kind of got a little bit of something as far as talk goes, right? On how to talk. Basically just be a normal human being, you guys. That's it. Remember, under all that Herbalife flair we have on, you're still a person. Right? But the big side to it is you're a dope ass person. Don't forget that.
Yeah, you are.
You're a very powerful person. And people want to talk to you. They want to hear what you got to say. Because you're the type of person who works on themselves and becomes better every single day. Right? You bring on like that scary feeling. Why? Because it makes you better. It makes you stronger. You bring on, let me step out of my comfort zone one more time today, because you become better. Don't forget that, you guys. Remember, this is what we get to do. No one forces us to do this. This is why we're so damn happy to do this, because we get to do this. We get to present opportunities, right? We get to meet people via social media and share what this is all about. So don't forget that, you guys. Thank you guys for being on the call again. Thank you for participating. Again, hope there was some value in the call. Everybody have a good night. Love you guys. I'll see you guys all very soon. Don't forget tomorrow, the HOM opportunity call that we have, okay? That's at 6 o'clock, okay? So if you don't have the number, probably on the threads or whatever, the numbers will be on there to jump on that call. Cool? And we got a dope speaker tomorrow, right? We got a dope speaker. He goes by KO, right? Keon Owens. He's a 15K President's Team member. Okay, basically what that means in his organization, there's over $300,000 worth of business every single month being generated. Okay, the guy's making like $45,000, $50,000 a month. Crazy. And when you hear his story about he was so desperate for money, he was about to rob a gas station before somebody gave him and said what's up to him and invited him to a fit camp. The power of like saying what's up to him. Hey, whether you say hi, whether you say what's up, whether you say hola or qué tal or qué pasó or whatever your version of like talking to people, just do it. That's it. All right, you guys. You guys have an amazing night. Have an amazing day tomorrow. Wake up tomorrow feeling blessed and powerful. Talk to you guys later. Come off of mute. Say good night. Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Night.
Good night. Kelsey and Kendra. Still there. You guys are paying attention. Good job. Look at him. Kelsey was there for a minute. Kendra's been like that for the whole time. End meeting.